least. Liam Entman is in goal for Notre Dame, coming off his best game of the year. The All-American made 19 saves in that win against Michigan last week in South Bend. Here's Moore coming to the middle of the field. Gets it to the big old Peyton Cormier, the Canadian. He scores! Ball deflected on his shot and just tripped up Entman a little bit. Virginia on top early.
Tell you, nothing like a little good luck if you're a Cavalier fan. They short Cormier, he leans in with that big body, and the shot deflects off, I believe, 24, Schellenberger, and somehow gets past.
Kavanaugh now to his brother Chris. Tough angle, tried to get a better angle. Defended nicely. Dobson, he'll rip it with that left and score.
When you watch the tape, and we have our production meetings throughout the course of the week, John Kettering, our producer, loves when Eric Dobson sets his feet and absolutely hammers it. And you know what I like about his game too, Quint? Earlier in this quarter, we saw him dodging, getting to the middle of the field, shooting right-handed. This is his natural spot. Lefty time and room, 90+ mile an hour, top shelf Noons, 0 shot.
Running onto the field, substituting Petey out, and we're kind of back to normal here. Griffin Schutt's coming on. You can't miss him, 26 in white. Dixon scores! Beautiful cut and feed from Jeff Connor, who's finally close to 100% healthy for Virginia.
What a pass, Q.
Twinkle toe, Xander Dixon. I tell you, plug in the tape. How many times have we seen this exact goal from Virginia? It's like it's a crisscross cut where two players, one's coming in the near post and they jam it to the far post. We've seen this about a dozen times this season.
But they time it so well in the low angle shooting.
Checking Dixon behind the cage to Schellenberger, who brings it back. Jason Reynolds, the transfer on Schellenberger, number 1. Nation's leading scorer, as we said at the top of the show. Switches back to his right and scores.
We're talking about these young goalies. They can be the fuel to their offenses. Close the door, give these great attacks.
Missing. Still plenty of time to shoot, over 20 seconds. Kavanaugh. Trying to work a two-man game with Lipka. Try to find Walker cutting, but the ball gets away, and we'll get an over and back. Possession of Virginia. Third turnover of the game for Notre Dame. Can Virginia operate quickly? Moore, head up. Over to Griffin Schutz. Moore quickly. Connor got a better angle, and he scores!
When you have Connor Schellenberger behind and Matt Moore up top, you essentially have two elite quarterbacks balancing your offense, Quint.
Circular passing, tic-tac-toe. Watch the hitch and go. Hitch, step around him, use the earth. Cavaliers 4-1 and humming. In the shade.
Yes.
Schutz, beautiful pass to Cormier. Just like couldn't get a shot off, lost his footing before he was able to put it on cage. We'll get a loose ball call.
Yeah, it looked like Cormier was pushed when he took that shot, so Cavs keep the rock.
Schutz, that's a tough angle and scores.
Here's the deal with 26 in white. He's so big that he's hard to push into an even poorer angle. He's going down the left alley. It looks like he's got no angle. At the last second, he switches to his right hand to increase his shooting percentage, and you can't move him. Like normally when you're defending someone like that, Quint, you can get him farther behind the cage when he attempts with that right hand. He's too
guts. Unstoppable.
Masterful at the low angle.
Two freshman phenoms, both top 10 prospects. Yesterday after practice, Matt Noon stayed after for at least a half an hour, taking reps. He didn't like the way he played last week. Man, he's bounced back and made a statement. Press rewind. And
right? Once you turn your helmet, he's coming.
Notre Dame continuing to ride. That's one thing they've done well this year. The Cavanaughs are hustlers. They set the tone with the ride.
Riley. He shoots and scores.
Notre Dame with a monster goal. Quint, I want you to look at Nunes on this one, though. I think they caught him out of position.
I tell you, the defense got a little raggy after the turnover. Second chances will kill you. Notre Dame earns the possession off the ride. It's just a one-on-one set. It looks like Nunes was maybe a little over-aggressive on his arc. This angle will show. Does he give up the inside?
Fighting their tails off on the road and trailing by 4 to Virginia as we start this second half.
That was
play
the
right
exact
there.
thing. Exactly.
That play right there. You see the compete level of this Fighting Irish team. They're really good athletes. They'll scrap you, man. They play with you know they play with the Windy City and the big shoulders, and it's a rugged style.
Big shoulders, like the guy right next to me and Chris Cotter. But that's what I was saying at halftime. It's not about winning the draw. They lost the draw right there to Petey LaSalle. They won the possession.
Kavanaugh scores, and that lights up this bench.
You know, Q, I've always said one day I think we're going to have a stat that says face-offs to possessions, right? Because Petey LaSalle wins the draw, Notre Dame jumps him, gets physical with him, and then it gives the Irish offense an opportunity to can one. And in a game that they've been dominated, now it's 6-3.
Yeah, don't look now. I mean, if you're in that Fighting Irish locker room at halftime, you're saying, guys, offensively, it was a stinker. Good news is our goal.
Skip past the Connor.
The matchup is behind the cage with Griffin Schutz right now because he has Notre Dame's face-off specialist.
Yeah, Will Lynch is on him. Up top, the extra pass, Connor, nice catch. Moore was able to keep possession. Schellenberger uses a pick, doesn't have a great angle. But he finds Dixon inside, who weaves and scores.
I love the band, and I love players like Xander Dixon who are willing to move without the ball and think ahead.
Absolutely, and it's the wrist action of 10 and white too. Schellenberger so cool and patient, allowing the offense to percolate, knowing that the off-ball play of guys like Cormier and guys like Dixon ultimately will give him.
Fresh 60 seconds to shoot for the Cavaliers, as Entsman did have to make the save. Now Schellenberger. Jason Reynolds, the Richmond transfer on him, but Schellenberger got loose, and he beats Entsman.
I can't remember an attackman on a shooting streak like Connor Schellenberger is on right now. Yesterday in practice, watching him shoot, the ball comes out of his stick faster than his rotation, meaning the wrists at the end are just like snap. Watch this ball explode. Boom!
Yeah, that's near side too. This angle will show you near side. He has
He can play long stick midfield. The thing about Kastner, he gets better every time we see him. Again, he's only a second-year starter. Remember at the beginning of last year, he was like nowhere on the depth chart?
Yeah,
So
low
he
tread.
continues to improve. Palo Alto, California, only a sophomore.
Yep. Schellenberger scores!
He's
Shelly's
calm.
pumped up, huh?
Yeah, he's calm, he's cool. but he's pumped up when he rips. You saw him coming around goal line extended with the left hand. When you watch Connor Schellenberger, no one can tell me they know what his dominant hand is. He's equally effective going right. He's equally effective going left. But the reaction, it's the change of direction, the footwork, and the shooting mechanics. Best player in the nation has his team up big.
Just too high. He's taken some rips from the outside today, just hadn't been on target. Now Moore and Cohen. Good battle we've seen all game long. Inside, that's too easy right there. Will Corey all alone in front of the crease. It all started with Nunes on the other end with the great save. And now he's getting congratulatory high fives from his teammates.
To make a point-blank save, you've got to gauge the fake cadence of the shooter. Is he a one fake guy, a two fake guy? That was a high fake to an offside hip. A dynamic move by Nunes.
Freshman to senior in Matt.
Dixon, the former attackman, now playing out of that, running out of that midfield. Under 10 to shoot. Cormier beats Sentiment. Perfect offensive possession for Virginia.
Quint, you and I are talking during the break about solving a goalie, right? With fakes and no fakes. This is unstoppable because there's no fake involved. It's just a quick little lean. If you watch his body language here.
To a regular season game. A game that at one point was, what, 15-11? Like, Virginia scored on Maryland at the end of the day. They didn't have many possessions. They scored on the Terps. The question was they couldn't defend them. They couldn't stop them.
7-goal lead. Lars Tiffany more than happy to run that 80-second shot clock all the way down, even though it's a turnover. Back to the Irish. Dobson showing his speed and athleticism. Now back to his left. Wow, what a goal end-to-end for Dobson.
Goal Irish. Notre Dame goal scorer number 8, Eric Dobson.
Dobson's had a nice year. He's only a sophomore. Fleming Island, Florida, the flamethrower. Passing has been much improved, but he's got that burst. He's got the speed. He's got the outside range. Left-hander, 6'5".
Stayed with the La Quinta?
Yeah, I've never stayed there.
That?
Where'd you stay there?
Dobson can't handle the pass. Zinn.
We're all even on the field.
I haven't bought pens.
Virginia's moment of Zinn.
This is big. Like for me, I think we're starting to see a trend, right? Like if you're gonna 10-man, I think teams are starting to understand, like, you have to have some long-range shooters and take that chance.
This is discussed. If you beat your man in the middle of the field against a 10-man, look up, and you see the speed is in. Right now, as a goalie, you got to get back between the pipes. I don't know what Enneman's doing out there.
Virginia's at Richmond next Saturday. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Nice bounce back this week after the Maryland loss, but going on the road, playing at Richmond next week. It's a short trip, but the Spiders can play.
Yeah, the Spiders are one of the teams, like High Point, like Jacksonville, they play the ACC every season. So it's not like, oh, we're playing an ACC team as Angrick, right? This guy has played some real ball for Notre Dame. As a freshman, one of the top-rated midfielders in the country for a reason. You're seeing him on offense right now, but what he does between the lines, the full, complete game of 29 in blue, the sky is the limit, and that is a beautiful, beautiful dodge coming out of a roll.
Tried the hidden ball trick. Westland. Meyer. He scores. Miles Thompson is in net for Virginia on those last couple of goals. As Nunes, his day was over. Thompson getting a little Thompson getting a little bit of run.
Mo Meyer with the outside bouncer using.
Pass broken up. Kavanaugh, look at that. That's crazy.
Pat Kavanaugh, that is your typical Pat Kavanaugh move, right? Like you think he's done, and he finds a way to escape a double team, constant pressure. But I'm feeling for Thompson. You know better than anyone, Quinn, as a goalie, to be thrown in here on a cold day without the warm-up against these shooters. So
don't forget North Carolina and Bellarmine coming up next. We'll get you there as soon as we hear the final whistle in this one. Flag down, it won't matter. Virginia bounces back from their first loss of the year last weekend. They took the lead early here and controlled it throughout. Late rally by the Irish, making it interesting. But 12-8 our final score. North Carolina and Bellarmine next. Enjoy it.